Good evening, everyone. What is a braveheart? For me, billions of images come into my mind when I think of bravehearted people. For me, bravehearted people are people who do the things they feel are right. They are passionate about what they do, they are pioneers, role models we strive for, people we admire for their talents, for their knowledge, or for their attitude. So let me share with you 3 examples of what I think are bravehearted people. The brave ones just know when the moment is right. And then they just go straight for it. This is my son on our last summer vacation, jumping 10 meters into a stormy sea. Honestly, I hardly could look at it. So for me, definitely a brave move. And I have to say, he had really to fight hard to get my permission. My second example, superheroes. Superheroes are all bravehearted. My preferred one, Superman. He was my superhero when I was a teenager. So there is this shy and introverted Clark Kent who then converts into Superman and uses his superpowers to fight for good. So definitely, when I was a kid, I had more than one situation where I wished I would have these superpowers to fight for good and for justice. My next example, and this is my favorite one, brave first kiss. So, bravehearts have no fear. Everyone who gets in love or has got in love to someone knows exactly that there is this brave first kiss moment. There's with all the fears and challenges involved before you are able to speak or meet the girl or boy that you love. So when we are in this first kiss moment, definitely this is the moment where we are all forced to become true bravehearts. So these 3 examples show that bravehearts have just one thing in common. They all have purpose. So they know exactly when they need to jump. This is why they fight for good. And this is also why they find the courage to tell their sweethearts that they love them. And this is why many people engage in nature, for climate, for politics, why they fight for their passions or for their countries. So for me, you need purpose to overcome any challenges of change. So if you have purpose and you know what you want, then you're brave. And your heart will tell you how to go for it. So the key question is, how? How can we find purpose? Because finding purpose in these changing times is not that easy. Millions of opportunities, millions of choices we have, millions of challenges in this constant changing world, and millions of opinions reigning over us. So how the hell can we find purpose? In a world that is constantly changing, for me, finding purpose is a lifelong journey. And it's a little bit like making a good paella. And as I'm Spanish, I love really good paella. So basically, you do the following. You select ingredients at your choice. And then you mix them, cut them. Then you turn on the fire, you wait until the temperature is right, and then you put in the ingredients, you put a little bit of passion, a little bit of patience, lots of love, and then you enjoy. You enjoy with your friends, with your family, and with your colleagues. And one is sure, every paella tastes differently, as every journey is different. And every journey you walk when you're looking for your purpose is different as well. So enjoy, and I would like to share with you my examples for finding purpose. This is my purpose toolkit. Basically, I use these tools every day, be it at work, when I am in meetings with my colleagues, when I educate my kids, or when I have difficult situations or conversations where I think there is a brave moment coming and I need to tune into a brave heart. So my first is, whatever you want to do, you need to speak it out. So when I was younger, I was more of an introverted person, more of a shy girl. So I needed to find a picture that allows me to speak up. So I imagined then myself as being a fried egg, but not only myself, but me and all the others around me as being fried eggs. So whenever I have a difficult situation to overcome, then I imagine myself as being a fried egg. And basically it is. The yellow is my inner being. It's my precious diamond that I have inside. And no one can enter into it until he gets my permission. And the white around is my buffer zone. It's my shock absorber and my protection shield. So I know that whenever I speak up, I am safe. And I know the others are safe as well. This allows me then to feel safe whenever I have to face a challenge. And the positive effect of this picture is that as you walk there with your buffer zone and your protection shield around, so your heart gets uplifted, your voice gets louder and clearer, so you gain self-confidence and you're able to speak out whatever you want. My second tool is master the art of listening. There is so much to learn about real good listening. What does the body language tell us? Are we looking for eye contact? How is the tone of the voice? Is it loud, quiet, angry? Is there anxiety in the voice? Do we really understand what the people are telling us? Can we maybe follow up with a second question? Or are we just listening from past experiences? I have this listening from past experiences often when my son comes late after a good Saturday night party. So I don't listen to his excuses anymore. And then I have to check myself and see, is my heart really open? Am I really present in the moment? So mastering the art of listening is really a key tool for real understanding and for mastering any challenge. My third tool is compass thinking. Compass thinking is a simple framework, but not that easy to explain. So the basic principle is as follows. Whatever your aim, your choice, your purpose, or say your guiding north is, you are free to set your choices. But you need to consider that there is always an east, a south, and a west to consider whenever you take your decisions. So you walk to the east, you cross-check what effect your decision has on others. Then you reflect, go to the south, you reflect your attitude and see whether you have respected the positions of others. And then you will find a lot of conflicting interests on the way. So try to look, is there any possibility where you can limit of the choices you have originally set up, and by that you're investing in future choices. So this investment in future choices, this self-limitation, is basically for me the basis for success, for happiness, and for long-term trust that we need, especially when we have times of change. Now let me highlight and explain how this compass works with a very personal example. When I was young, and I have 3 kids, they are aged today 15, 17, and 19, I was lucky to stay at home for 5 years. And I remember when I was pregnant with my youngest son, I started to get nervous because I stayed at home and actually I really missed my job. So I wanted to really work full-time again. So I was really missing my job. I loved my kids and I set my clear choice. I want to work full-time again and please as soon as possible. So then I moved to the east. And unfortunately, reality was calling. A lot of roadblocks on the way. I wanted to raise my kids. Kids needed me. My dad was running his own company. Grandma was too old. No one to pick up the kids from school or bring them to their afternoon activities. So a lot of issues arise that made it difficult really to take the situations. So then, and at that time there were no home office possibilities. So then I stepped back and reflected my attitude. And I needed to consider that my desire to work full-time was equally important than the desire of my kids to having me at home. So depending on what your character is, this is not such an easy move, because either you are inclined to care too much about others' needs, or you're inclined to care too much about your own needs. So what this step is about is to consider that you need mutual trust and respect. So I moved further to the West and thought, what possible solutions do we have? What solutions can I find if the what's in for me is equally important than the what's in for the others? And it was a big struggle for me, because I wanted to really catch up on the successful career path that I've had before having my kids. So what I then decided is to work part-time. And I really managed to catch up on a successful career path. I got appointed to a shared leadership position, and I could prove that I am reliable, and my family can rely on me, my bosses can rely on me. So it was really a good way for me to enter this. So by this limitation, I have set the basis to my trusted relationships in order to foster the future, to foster the choices that I have. And the best, today I have more choices than I could have ever imagined, and this is really the great part of it. So now I'm ready. I'm ready for my next choice, and I know I will overcome it, despite any challenges around. So now it's your turn. Tune in, embrace your choices, and unlock the Braveheart in you. Thank you for listening.